Hey everyone, it's Random Noob, and today is a special video. I'm continuing the series on Coach Noob, and this one's on Evie. I've gotten a lot of requests for Evie, so here it is. So this video is going to be mostly focused on Wormhole because it's by far her best talent, and obviously some of these tips are going to work for the other talents, but this is mostly focused on Wormhole. First off, we're going to talk about her positioning and when to use cooldowns. Positioning is very important on Evie because she has so low HP. Yes, on PTS she's getting a health card, but that card is not very good at 30 health per level, and it's really not going to do that much to keep you alive. Your positioning is going to matter more. When blinking in, you want to be behind cover while using blink to take attention. As soon as you're getting one or two people looking at you and you could burst it down, you need to blink back right away. Do not use your ice block. Ice block is used to block incoming damage when you're in a position to take attention. You really don't want to use it too late because if you're too low HP in a bad position with ice block, you're going to die. So ideally, when ice blocking, you want to be using it when lots of enemies are looking at you and your teammates can come in to back you up. Your soar ability should be used to finish off on poke or be more agile in the air when trying to finish a kill. Generally, you're using it to get on a support that's really far away or get on a damage that's 1 HP through the blink, soar, and then shoot, and then blink back combo. For your ultimate, know your priority targets. This goes in general with Evie, like know you should be killing the healers the most, or knowing you should be killing a damage that's low on health. But for your ultimate, you need to know exactly who your ult counters the most. Generally, it's going to counter healers very, very hard because they're easy to kill, and they all have movement abilities to live. Io, Grover, Ying, Damba, for example. However, sometimes using those abilities on tanks, when they're out of position, where your team can kind of collapse on them, like an Ashe or a Ruckus, is very important. So knowing your priority target on who to ult, and knowing where to drop it is very important. One thing to note about ultimate on Evie is that it travels forward at a very slow speed. So if you put it into a wall, it will stop moving, but if you put it into air, and you can zone control an entire hallway while pushing it forward, and it will make their tank stay in it even longer. A big tip about flanks in general is playing around your team. It's a very big misconception that flanks should be playing by themselves and getting kills on their own, when in reality flanks are characters that are playing around poke damage from the rest of your teammates, as well as taking opportunities that your teammates give you. Flanks are not solo characters, they are very much playing around the rest of their team like everyone else. Poke damage is very important. Before blinking in, spam angles where players are going to be. This will allow you to get poke damage and will allow you to kill people more effectively. Getting that poke damage is very important to getting kills. A big thing on Evie is knowing when to make a play. There are times in a game where your team is regrouping and you are the last one alive. You need to know where to go in those situations, when to do something you need to do. For example, let's say you want to take their team and bring them to their side of the map, so you fly all the way behind them. Or using your blinks to extend an overtime when your tanks are low on HP getting healed up. These are very important things to becoming the best EV players you can be. This includes, backdooring or getting behind that EVT where they're not expecting. And last but not least on Evie, practice makes perfect. Especially with the flicks and timings of her abilities. Make sure you're practicing her, and that's honestly the best tip I can give about Evie. She really takes time to learn. Now that I've told you guys how to play Evie a little better, give you some tips, I'm going to teach you guys how to counter her. The best things you can do to an Evie is to take away her blink spot. What that means is to push away the position she's blinking from and blinking back to. You need to force her to blink back, and while she does that, you need to be in that position where she's blinking back, ready to shoot her instantly. That is the best way to kill an Evie. Additionally to that, burst her down and keep her zoned. What that means is, use characters like Cassie or Leon that have tons of burst to keep her away from your healer. Always keep her in mind, because as soon as you forget about her, she will come to kill you or her healer, 100%. If you are in a situation where you will die 100% of the time, live as long as possible. What that means is, use things like wall jumps to jump higher, time to log with Evie shots to take reduced damage. Any extra 2 or 3 shots could be enough to turn the fight. My last tip is stick together. Evie is really weak at picking people off when you're playing around your team. Using your healer and using a damage together as a paired duo will make it a lot harder for Evie to get a kill on you guys. And with that, you will beat Evies a ton more. That's it for my Evie video, everyone. I hope you all learned something, and I will see you in the next vid. Peace!